Hello, everybody. I am Marlisha, also known as Marlisha Muses, and I would like to welcome you to my BookTube channel, Marlisha's Meanderings. And I thought I would do a BookTube tag that I haven't seen. I think it's original. I apologize if it isn't. I've seen parts of it. What I want to do is a comfort versus nostalgic reads book tag. I've seen comfort read book tag. I've seen a nostalgic read book tag, but not the two together. And what I'd like to do is to see what, if anything, is the difference between a nostalgic read and a comfort read. Okay. I would like to see if there's an overlap and what place these kind of reads hold in our lives. Now, again, I apologize for the glasses. I'm trying to play around with the lights and it's not been working to my advantage at this point. So I'll do my best to take them off when I'm not reading my prompts so it doesn't distract you. Before we get started with the prompts, though, I wanted to have a working definition for comfort read and for nostalgic read. So I went on the internet and just took the simplest AI definition I could find. It's a little more explanation in the description box below the video. For comfort reads, the simple AI overview was: a comfort read is a book that you return to again and again for enjoyment, familiarity, and a sense of ease, often when you need something to soothe or distract you. These books are typically well loved, familiar, and bring a sense of warmth and cheer. So that's a working definition for a comfort read. For a nostalgic read, the AI simple overview was this: a nostalgic read is a book that evokes feelings of sentimental longing or wistful affection for a specific time or period in the past, often linked to personal memories or childhood experiences. It's a book that resonates with the reader on a personal level, triggering a sense of familiarity and perhaps even a bit of sadness or bittersweetness. Okay, so we have those, our two working definitions as we go through the prompts, okay? Prompt number 1. Do your comfort reads tend to fall into specific genre or genres? For me, my comfort reads tend to be cozy mysteries. And by cozy mysteries, I mean the old-fashioned cozy mysteries, the Agatha Christie's, which is a new one for me. I just started reading them a couple years ago. My Father Browns, my Conan Doyle's, things like that. Also, things like Anne of Green Gables or Little Women, which are not mysteries, of course. I think they're called literary fiction, but I'm not positive. I'm not quite up to date on what the different subcategories in fiction are, but they are also comfort reads. Some fantasies, most notably Tolkien, his Lord of the Rings series, The Hobbit too, but the Lord of the Rings, and Jack London and Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe specific stories, The Raven, which is a poem, and The Telltale Heart, Jack London's Call of the Wild, White Fang, that kind of thing, okay? What about your nostalgic reads? Okay, this is prompt number 2. What genre or genres do they tend to fall into? Nostalgic reads are kind of funny because I kind of have different parts for those. I have the nostalgic reads from my childhood and my young adulthood, like Anne of Green Gables or Call of the Wild, A Wrinkle in Time. They fall into a variety of genres, just things that I remember enjoying that got me hooked on reading, okay? But then there's the nostalgic reads that I read to my children when they were growing up. Things like Dr. Seuss, Hop on Pop, and Redfish, Bluefish, and Sam I Am, things like that. There are books that I read growing up. I'm trying to think. I had it and I lost it. I will move on. If it comes, I will insert it. But the books that I read, I know. the books that I remember as a kid from, like, I'm dating myself here, from Captain Kangaroo, Ping, about a duck, and Mike Mulligan and Marianne, both of which I read to the children, especially Mike Mulligan and Marianne. Those are nostalgic books for me. Winnie the Pooh, which I still love. Things like that are nostalgic reads. Now, to go on with the second prompt, do these books tend to, okay, do you have these books on your shelves? I don't any longer. I think the girls might have some still on their shelves. Well, I take that back. I do have Anne of Green Gables, and I do have Edgar Allan Poe and things like that. I don't think I have Call of the Wild or anything like that anymore. I'm not sure what happened to them, but that I will discuss that later in a different prompt. Do I reread these nostalgic reads? If I have them, yes, because then they became kind of comfort reads. What makes a comfort read? This is prompt number 3. What makes a comfort book or read for you? When are you most likely to pull out a comfort read? A comfort read for me, or a comfort book for me, is one that is like an old friend. It's familiar. If I'm not feeling well, or if I'm kind of out of sorts or sad, I will pull out a comfort read, maybe get a cup of tea, and just curl up with that book and read it. And oddly enough, I prefer to have the hard copy book for that. I can read the Kindle book if I don't have my hard copy book, but if I have a physical book and I need a comfort read, I'm going to pull out that hard copy book, because there's something about holding it in my hands and turning the pages and the smell of it and the feel of it, just everything about that comfort read. Anne of Green Gables is a good one. Little Women is a good one for that, just kind of curling up and getting into the whole experience. When am I most likely to pull out a comfort read? As I already said that, as the mood strikes, if I'm sad or maybe not feeling well, or just because I want something just to make me feel good, just for whatever reason, just to kind of reminisce. Number 4, what makes a book a nostalgic read for you? And do the same situations that lead you to read a comfort read book lead you to read a nostalgic book? If not, what leads you to choose one type of book over the other? I think a nostalgic read for me is something that has a lot of memories to it. I think a nostalgic read a lot of times is something that I think of back, like in grade school, or something that I read to the kids. And the situations that would make me read them over again, I don't know. That's kind of a tough question for me. I think that a nostalgic read, maybe if I'm kind of going down memory lane, or if I'm cleaning out bookshelves or something like that, or maybe I'm talking to one of the girls and we come across the book, then I might read it again. Or in the case of something that's an older child's book or a young adult, like an Anne of Green Gables or a Little Women or something like that, then I'll just pull it out whenever I feel the need to just kind of relax and read a good book that doesn't require any, I don't know, not effort. Effort's the wrong word. It doesn't require, maybe effort is the word. I can just read and enjoy it. I don't have to, think about multiple layers or anything like that. I just want to enjoy the story. And that's when I'll read those kind of books. So I think there are different triggers or different reasons for pulling out each of those books, but sometimes they can overlap. Number 5, prompt number 5. Do any, some, or all of these books act as both comfort and nostalgic reads? Yes, I think they do overlap on occasion. Sometimes, obviously, they don't. I'm not going to pull out a Dr. Seuss book just to pull out a Dr. Seuss book, but others I might. In fact, I've mentioned several already that I might, and I might add like Edgar Allan Poe to that mix, or call Jack London to that mix, where I both nostalgic and comfort read. Wrinkle in Time is more of a nostalgic read. I haven't read that in a long time. I would like to read it again, but that's one of the books that got me interested in things other than mysteries. And I forgot to add things like Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys, which were a huge comfort read and nostalgic read for me. And I would not hesitate even now to pick up one of those. Number 6, what are your top comfort reads? What are your top nostalgic reads? Okay, I don't have any of my nostalgic reads to show you that are childhood related or my kids related, because they're all put away. My, Dr. Seuss's and my Ping and my Mike Mulligan and Marianne. I don't have those available to me. I do have some books here that are top comfort reads. I'm going to start with, this is an old copy. This is Anne of Green Gables. I have the whole series. Anne of Green Gables remains the top one of the series for me in terms of comfort reads. This one is a Thrushwood book, and it was given to somebody at Christmas 1954. That was before I was born. And this has a date on it of, trying to find the publishing date. I don't see a publishing date on here. I know it's here. So, copyright 1908, copyright 1935. So I'm not sure what the publishing date was for this one, but it was prior to 1954. It smells like old book. Okay, so this is one of them, one of my comfort reads, top ones. Another one, as I said, is The Lord of the Rings, and actually the whole Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. You guys saw this when I did my another booktube episode. This is my new copy of The Lord of the Rings. This does not have the Hobbit in it, and it's beautiful. But this would not be the book I would take to read as a comfort read. It's too heavy. It's too new. It's beautiful. It's got beautiful illustrations. But if I want comfort, I'll read this. But if I want comfort, I will not read this particular copy. This is The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit that I will take out and read. As you can see, this has been well loved. My Two Towers is particularly beat up. Let me show you. Okay, it is, oh, my page is coming out. So I have to be really careful with this, but these books have gotten a lot of love and a lot of reading enjoyment. I've got a lot of reading enjoyment out of them. So this is what I would read for comfort reads, as opposed to the one I just got, which I will read, but not if I'm feeling the need to be particularly comforted. Does anybody have that same kind of reaction, that if they want a comfort read and they have a pristine new edition and they have an old beat up worn out edition, which one will you read if you want to read it for comfort purposes as opposed to just reading? I'd be curious to know. You can put it in the description box below, or if you want to do the tag, you can put it in your own video. Another comfort read, I'm pretty much all over the board for my comfort reads. These are my top ones. So this is G.K. Chesterton's The Complete Father Brown. So this is really good. This has gotten a lot of use, a lot of reading done in it. It's not quite as beat up as my Hobbit, but it's not as old an edition. Here's my Edgar Allan Poe. And I think I had a different book at one time, and I don't know what happened to it. But I would read this. I would tend to read the same stories. The Telltale Heart. I can't remember the one where he's bricked up, he bricks up somebody behind a wall. That one, The Telltale Heart and Raven, are my favorites. I need to reread this because I see stories in here I haven't read. So I need to reread this. But Edgar Allan Poe, which is odd because I don't like horror. I stick to his suspense because I believe he's the father of crime fiction or the father of mystery or something like that. I have to look that up as well. And on the same mystery bent, well, no, I'll wait on that one. This is my Little Women. I pulled this one out. I can't find the Little Women that I used to have. It was a gold color book, and that was the one I would go to all the time when I wanted to read Little Women. This one has Little Women and other novels. Little Men, Joe's Boys. It's all in here. So let me see what this one has. And my favorite of her books here is the Little Women and Little Men. Little Women first. I don't remember Little Men. I think it's Joe's Boys that I liked after that. But she's a wonderful author. I don't have with me a couple of the books that I really like to read. I was looking for them for this video, and I realized I had to go pick them up because they disappeared. I don't have to show you Rose and Bloom and Eight Cousins. Well, Eight Cousins comes first, and then Rose and Bloom. Those are comfort reads for me as well. I do not have them to show you. I don't know where they went, so I picked them up, and they are on their way to me. The last one I want to show you is the works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which I love him. Almost as, about a la par of Agatha Christie. She almost overtook him, but not quite. And the other book that I don't have is Jack London. I had a book similar to this one. I don't know where all my good books went to of these kind. When I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, I had my husband was very nervous because I had miscarried my first child. So I would read Arthur Conan Doyle, Edgar Allan Poe, Jack London, because I couldn't go anywhere. I'd be on the couch and I would read. And those were my comfort reads at that point. So there's a lot of nostalgic there as well. But yeah, so those are my top ones, okay? And I'd love to know either on a video or in the description box below this video, not the description box, the chat box below this video, what your favorite comfort reads and nostalgic reads are. And why, okay? All right, let's see, that was, okay, number 7. Are there any books that were once comfort or nostalgic reads that have fallen out of favor? If yes, what caused that to happen? I think the Madeleine L'Engle series. I love A Wrinkle in Time. I've read the remainder, and they never really had the same impact as Wrinkle in Time for me. And so I think that while they were never completely comfort reads, Wrinkle in Time was, and they kind of pulled Wrinkle in Time a little bit out. I haven't reread Wrinkle in Time in a long time, and maybe if I read it again, it'll go up again to the top. But at this point, that's probably one that has kind of fallen out of favor. Not completely, because I do love it. I don't think I can think of any others. I'll probably think of one or two after this video is finished, but at the moment, I can't really think of any that have fallen out of favor at this point in time. Let's see. Number 8. Do you share these books, your comfort reads and nostalgic reads, with your children as they grow up, family members or special friends? Yes, I do tend to like to share my books that I like with friends and family, with children, especially my children. I have shared almost all of these books with both Talia and Davina. My husband also. I also share some of the books I didn't touch on, which were religious books, like A Story of the Soul about Saint Therese of Lisieux, and I think it's called God's Troubadour, which is about Saint Francis of Assisi. Those are comfort reads that I also shared with the girls. I've shared with friends. So yes, I do share with people the reads I enjoy, because that's a lot of fun. And it's really neat to see someone get enjoyment out of the same things that you do, especially books that you enjoy. Number 9, does it bother you if someone doesn't appreciate a book that holds a special place in your heart, either due to nostalgia or the comfort it provides? I don't know if bother me is the right word. It makes me sad that they don't enjoy it, because I would like to be able to share that with them in common. I'd like to discuss it with them. Although not enjoying it doesn't necessarily preclude discussion. I don't think it bothers me unless they're really aggressive about not liking it, and that never really happens. So no, it bothers on a superficial level. Just that I'm kind of sad that they don't like something that I think is really amazing. Okay, and that's the last of the prompts. So the next one is to tag people. I'm going to tag, and I'll put it below as well. And there may be more people. You know what? I'm just going to put it in the chat, in the description box below the video, and say if you're not tagged below the video, feel free to do this tag. I'd love to see what you have to say, hear what you have to say. If you don't have a video, feel free to put it, what you feel, in the chat itself. I would like to hear what you have to say as well. And I thank you for joining me here for my meanderings. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to wish everyone who is a father, godfather, grandfather, fur father, whatever kind of father, a very happy Father's Day. And I thank you for joining me here. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Bye.